What's up guys? In today's video I'm going to try to show you guys how I make beats for Iayze again, but this time I'm going to break everything down from the melody to the drums and everything and try to show you guys my thought process of how I do when I make these kind of beats so that you guys can learn and follow my advice if that helps. I also want to thank you guys for your support on my videos. It's been really fun seeing you guys in the comments, seeing that you guys fuck with what I do, and it really makes me happy, and I just wanted to thank you guys for your support. Okay, so let's get right into the video.
Max.
Okay, so we're in FL right now, so I'm going to try to break everything down. So we're going to start with the pad. I'm going to play it for you guys first. Okay, so how did I make this? So the first thing I did was I laid out a chord. This is actually an E major chord, but I deleted the middle note. And that leaves us with these two notes. It's pretty much a power chord. I like to call them Yeet chords because Yeet has them in a lot of his music. Okay, so after you have gotten your G chord down, you want a really repetitive melody that acts in the middle of the spectrum. So this is how the simple melody sounds like. And this plays throughout the whole melody. So this just acts as something repetitive that the listener can have in the background and not really think about that much. Okay, so after that I would add the top line. These are the top notes here that drives the melody forward, kind of. Yeah, so when you got that down, I would just recommend to switch the bass notes down here to make it sound like a chord progression. So my thought process around this is that the bass notes drives the melody forward and makes it sound melodic. Because if I were to have the same bass notes throughout the whole thing, it wouldn't be much of a melodic experience. It would just be repetitive and flat. Some of you may be confused right now, but I'm going to make a new melody with this trick in mind, and I'm going to try to explain what I'm doing. Okay, so let's start with G, and then we're going to make a minor chord. So, cool. So we got our minor chord now. Okay, so remember how I told you to remove the middle note? This is the middle note. So we're going to delete that. Now we got that Yeet power chord that I was talking about. Okay, so next I said that you were going to add a simple catchy melody to act in the background. So I'm going to do that too. Okay, so now that we have our simple melody here, we got this. Okay, so next I'm going to add the top notes. Okay, so now that we got that, I'm going to switch the bass notes a bit. Cool, so now I followed all the steps, and then we got something sounding like this. And yeah, that is sort of the same vibe that we have in this beat. So that's one thing you can do to make a quick melody in this style. Okay, so cool. We got the main melody out of the way. So now we're going to move on to the other part. And the other part is just this, I basically copied the top note that I was talking about in the other melody, and I just put it on another instance of Serum. And it's this hard rock. Okay, that's a funny name, not gonna lie. It's this pad. So I just copied the top note of the other melody to this preset. This is how that sounds like. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. For the effects, I added a chorus, a reverb, and an EQ to cut out some lows. Okay, so the next part of the melody is this counter melody. It's just a pluck from Serum, I think. Yeah, it's named a gate, but it acts like a pluck in this beat. So it follows this pattern. On this counter melody, I don't really have much to say. I don't really know how to explain how to make counter melodies. I might have to make a more in-depth video on that, because at this point I've just been producing so much, so I just click until it sounds good for me. Make sure to write in the comments if you would like to see a video of me going into counter melodies. So that's everything for the melody. Sounds really ambient and good, perfect for Jay's beats. I hope you guys could follow on the explanation of that. So next, I added an 808. And for the 808, I just follow the root notes of the melody, the bass notes from the melody. So you just copy them over on the 808 and you're good. Next thing, I add in a hi-hat. I'm going to play it for you guys too. Really simple hi-hat pattern. I added like one roll here. Yeah, 2 rolls. And it's a really simple roll. You just put a bunch of notes close to each other, and then you like drag down the velocity so it looks like a downward staircase, and it will give this like effect of it going down in volume. Next, I just added a clap. I did a little bit of a different bounce on this. I'm going to play it for you guys first though. Okay, so it's pretty much like a normal trap clap pattern, but instead of having the clap right here, I decided to delay it here. It's sort of like a drill bounce with the clap, but other than that, it's just a simple hi-hat pattern. The only thing I did was delay this second clap, so it's not really rocket science, but I thought it made the beat sound a little bit more unique, you know. And the last thing in this beat is just an open hat. Nice, nice. I also notice here that I added like a bounce snare too. I'm going to play that too. Yeah, the snare there is just for bounce. You could skip this part if you feel like you don't want to get into the advanced stuff. I know it's not that advanced, but if there are any beginners watching this, you don't have to do the bounce snare. It's totally fine. I just added it for a bit of spice. So the last thing I added was just a perk here. Also just to give it some bounce. You don't have to add this either. yeah, that's my a little bit more advanced video on how I make J's beats. Like usually when I sit and make tutorials, I have noticed that I don't necessarily talk too much, and I know it can get frustrating if you're new to FL, and I just don't say anything of value. So I hope you guys learned something today when I explained it a little bit more in depth. Also, side note, when you're making this kind of beats, make sure to select some sounds that are ambient and has a lot of mid frequencies, and use a lot of reverb to make the beat very spacey and atmospheric. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say in this video. If you liked the video, make sure to click subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.